I'm whipping with Wendy, I'm whipping with Wendy. Okay? Yeah. Whipping with Wendy, I'm whipping with Wendy. Hey, whipping with Wendy, I'm whipping with Wendy. Okay? I'm whipping with Wendy. Okay? I'm whipping with Wendy K. Berries and cream, she love to bake. Any occasion you need a cake, gon' place your order and call the date. Don't worry now, she be right on the way. One taste, will leave a smile on your face. I swear that she gon' show you the way. When it come to dessert, she don't really play. Nah. Ay, whipping with Wendy, I'm whipping with Wendy. Okay, I'm whipping with Wendy. Okay, yeah. Whipping with Wendy, I'm whipping with Wendy. Ay, whipping with Wendy, I'm whipping with Wendy. Okay.
Hi, welcome to my 12 Days of Christmas countdown. Every night I will bring you different desserts so that you can try to make them for you and your family. I hope that you are spending time with family in the kitchen. Also, I want to say Happy Hanukkah, and I hope that you are enjoying time with your family and you get to try some of my great desserts as well. I look forward to seeing you every day this week and next week until we hit Christmas Eve. Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to have our 12 cake pops for our 12 Days of Christmas countdown. I'm going to show you how to make them. What you would need is you would need some cake that is already baked and crumbled, in which I cut the tops of my cakes off and I just make them into crumbles and make them for cake pops. You need a cupcake holder, a mini cupcake ice cream scooper. You need your sticks. You need some parchment paper, and you need a cookie sheet. You need your chocolate. You need your icing. I would say approximately 2 tablespoons of icing or frosting. And then whatever you're going to decorate with, you would need these items as well for whatever color or theme you would like. I do not suggest using a heavy or the balls because they roll off the cake pop. So something like sprinkles or something a little light that you can put on very quickly while they're cooling. Okay, so let's get started. And this is a get your hands dirty job. So this is great for the children to help out during Christmas to keep them busy. I try to crumble my cake pops up as fine as possible before I go in with my hands into a very crumbly consistency. Now what you could do is you could put them in the cake mixer and mix them, and then they'll become like a batter, but it'll be a thick batter. So you could do that. Put your frosting in. If you're gonna use 2 tablespoons, I would suggest use a tablespoon at a time. So use 1 tablespoon and then add to it. Because if you put too much frosting, your cake pops will start to be greasy as the chocolate starts to cool down, and the grease will start oozing out of it. So what I do is I try to put in a tablespoon at a time. I mix it together, as you see me doing. And you can see how they start forming a small ball, kind of like cookie dough almost, where they start coming together in a thicker consistency here. And then I add 1 more tablespoon to give me the actual finished product. I mix this in, and then after I mix this in, this is where you can give your children the bowl and just let them go crazy and mashing up the cake so that it can be condensed down to cake pops. Now, I do not suggest using a full sheet. So maybe using like a 6-inch pan that's 2 inches deep, and you can bake a cake in there and crumble that up, and that should give you more than enough for your 12 cake pops. And one other tip I use is I like to make 1 or 2 extra, only because cake pops, they roll away because they're round balls. So sometimes I actually make at least 13 or 14, just so I'll have extra in case it happens. So you see how now your cake is now a thicker consistency. It looks more like some brownie batter or some thick cake mix batter. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our mini ice cream scoop. And this is how you measure your cake pop, so that the ratio of cake pop will go on your cake sticks, okay? So you want to make sure that they are the right ratio. Put it in my hand, and then I roll it until it becomes a ball. And you want a perfect ball unless you're making a specific type of cake pop. And this is your opportunity. You can make ornament cake pops if you want to, but I make a perfectly round ball, as you can see here, and it's a nice round ball. And then I just drop them on the pan. Now, as you make these, your first time, you may be kind of slow at getting them rolled and making sure they're the right consistency, but you want it thick. You want it to be able to just roll around in your hand so that you can make the balls. A lot of people like to go ahead and dip the sticks in there while they are rolling them. They go ahead and have the chocolate warm and dip the sticks in there. What I like to do is roll my balls, put them in the refrigerator for at least 20 to 30 minutes so that they can form and become, a nice perfectly round ball. And then after you form the cake pops, then you can start working on your chocolate like we'll do moving forward. So I'm going to continue to roll these so that you can see how they're coming out. And they're so stress relieving. I mean, I do these and I'll just sit there and roll balls and be thinking about all kind of things. So in the comment section, I want you to drop below and tell me 12 things you are thankful for this holiday season, because we're almost through 2020. They are almost close to finding a vaccine to help get over the coronavirus. So, what are you thankful for? What are you happy to receive, or what are you happy to know that is coming forward? Or you could just drop a line and tell me what you're expecting for Christmas. I know the children are probably looking for some nice items right about now, and I know there are a lot of tech items out there that are available for your child. So yeah, below in the comments, drop me a line and let me know what you are thankful for. 12 ideas or 12 things you're thankful for the 12 days of Christmas. Okay, I have 6 balls rolled. I'm going to roll out the other 6, in which I roll out at least 2 extra, just in case I have a slight mishap of them falling off the stick or anything. But I'm going to roll out the rest of the balls, and then I'm going to pop them in the refrigerator, and I'll be back to tell you what the next step would be. Hi, welcome back. So cake pops are out of the refrigerator, sorry. And then your chocolate. So chocolate does not like water. It doesn't like water because it seizes up and you can't use it, okay? So chocolate doesn't like water. So my chocolate is not completely hot or warm enough yet for me to dip the cake pops in, but it is warm enough for me to dip my sticks into my chocolate and then put them into my pops. And they'll stand up because we're gonna pop them back in the refrigerator for maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, just so that the chocolate can harden. And once the chocolate hardens, then we'll be able to pull them back out, and then we'll end up going ahead and dipping them. So I know a lot of people have experienced problems with cake pops. You have to make sure your balls are completely rolled and they are very thick as you roll them, and they have a firm foundation, because you stick your sticks in, they'll fall over. Also, you don't want to stick your sticks all the way to the bottom where you touch your cake pan, but you want to stick them in enough that they will still remain standing. If your cake pops are too cold, you may want to sit them out and let them come to room temperature a little bit before you stick your cake pops in. Because once you stick your cake pops in, they're going to fall apart if they are too cold and your chocolate is warm. Okay? This is a great opportunity to have the family come in and help with putting the chocolate and the sticks in. You can create you a nice assembly line. Cake pops are now out. This is the time where I tell you to be creative. I tell you to make sure that you kind of have a game plan before you start dipping your cake pops, because it's kind of like once you dip them, you're going to have to go ahead, dip in place, and be ready to move forward with the next step, because this is a process that goes pretty quickly. If I have a lot of cakes or cake pops I have to do, what I do is I'll do half, and then I'll put them in, and then I'll pull the other half out. So what we're going to do is we're going to stir our chocolate, and then we're going to start to dip our chocolate. I want to make sure I can get so you can see. So, and you're going to dip in, left, right, front, back, pull out. You don't want to leave them in there until everything is covered, because they're going to start warming back up, and then they're going to start separating on you, and you don't want them to separate and start breaking on you. Okay, I just move mine up and down on the stick until you kind of get most of the excess off of your cake pops, and then I'll take and I'll put mine on in my cake pop holder. Now, if you have an assembly line of wonderful children that you have working with you, you can go ahead and have them to start doing sprinkles on your cupcakes or whatever designs you want while you're dipping. By that way, you're going to keep moving and you don't have to stop and dip, and it'll allow you to keep your chocolate warm. Left, right, front, back, pull out. It'll allow you to keep your chocolate warm as you're dipping, and you can keep the process moving because it's a quick process. You don't want to sit and wait too long because your chocolate will start cooling down, and then you're going to have to put it back in the microwave and get it back down to the right temperature so that you can use it again. All right. And I kind of space mine out when I put them on the stick so that they can, in case they bump, in case I have to move it, they don't hit each other. All right, here we go. Down, front, left, right, back, pull out. So we're done with our cake pops. They have all been sprinkled and coated and ready to go and ready to eat. I like to package mine in plastic baggies like this, so that if you want to eat them over time, you can just pop them back in the refrigerator. But these are great gift ideas that you can give to your children's teacher or to your neighbor or to the post um, man or woman that's coming by. And I just put a little tape on the bottom, tape them together, and it's a cute little gift. And I found this container at the Dollar Tree, so you can get this little container and you can have a wonderful gift idea. Thanks for joining me for the 12 Days of Christmas Countdown. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.